This is breaking news from RTV6, working for you.
Some breaking news to begin this midday. A major civil rights ruling today from the U.S. Supreme Court. This morning, the court ruled that federal anti-discrimination laws do apply to gay and transgender people in the workplace. As ABC's Inez de la Cotera tells us, the groundbreaking gay rights ruling was written by one of the Supreme Court's most conservative judges. The Supreme Court ruled that LGBTQ Americans are covered by the same anti-discrimination laws that protect their colleagues in the workplace. That means they can't be fired or discriminated against simply because of their sexual orientation or gender identity. Now, this landmark ruling was a 6-3 opinion written by conservative Justice Neil Gorsuch, who was appointed by President Trump and joined by Chief Justice John Roberts, another conservative, along with the 4 liberal justices. In the majority opinion, the justices cite the Civil Rights Act of 1964. That was meant to address the problems of race and gender discrimination. Gorsuch writes that the text in that law encompasses lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people in this country. Plaintiffs in the case included a child welfare services coordinator in Georgia who says that he was fired because he joined a gay softball league. Also today, the Supreme Court passed up several challenges to state and federal gun control laws. The justices today left in place the laws in Maryland, Massachusetts, and New Jersey that restrict gun owners from carrying their weapons in public. The Supreme Court also declined to review a ban on some semi-automatic guns and large capacity ammunition magazines in Massachusetts. The court also will not review a new handgun control law in California or a federal law banning interstate handgun sales. It's a lot to take in, so we have more on all of the Supreme Court rulings right now. You can just go to our website, theindychannel.com, for more details. We do want to take a turn right now. It is Monday. Alyssa Donovan is joining me in the studio right now to talk about what we can expect outside today. And Alyssa, we had a beautiful weekend, a beautiful start to our day. What can we expect as people get outside for their lunch hour?
So, you know what, more of the same, Lauren. We are going to see a gorgeous day, and we've already seen part of that. Our first half of the day started a little chilly and quiet this morning. Those temperatures a little bit below average to start our day in the 50s, but now we've hit 72 degrees in Indianapolis. We're 72 in Bloomington and Columbus. Those temperatures will continue climbing. That warming that's happening quickly is partially due to that daytime heating. We have plenty of sunshine right now. High pressure is in control, and then you can see we have this upper level disturbance that's just off to our east. That's going to continue to push into Indianapolis as we head into the afternoon. That's mostly going to impact us in the form of some cloud coverage, and that's going to happen later today for the eastern half of the state. You can see here's our TrueCast Monday right around 5 p.m. And then you can see on TrueCast a few spots of precipitation. So we do have a small chance of maybe an isolated shower or two, mainly to extreme eastern counties, though. Looking ahead to the next couple days, 79 for the high today, climbing into the 80s by Wednesday.
Alyssa, thank you. One person remains in the hospital following a shooting on the city's northeast side. Officers were called just after midnight this morning to East 35th Place. It's just south of 38th Street and Franklin Road. Police tell us that it appears gunshots were fired into a home there, and we are told the victim is in serious condition. While demonstrations against police brutality continued in Indy over the weekend, in Atlanta today, a massive march is taking place following the death of a black man who was shot in the back by police. The white officer who fired the shots has been fired, and as ABC's Trevor Alt tells us, the district attorney is considering charges.
An Atlanta medical examiner has confirmed to ABC News 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks was killed by 2 shots to the back. His death at the hands of a white police officer sparking outrage over the weekend amid the already heightened tensions in the country between the black community and law enforcement following the killing of George Floyd. The Atlanta shooting captured on video. Just after 10:30 Friday night, Officer Devin Brosnan is seen responding to a call of a man allegedly asleep at the wheel in the Wendy's drive-thru.
Hey. Sir. What's up, man?
Brooks appears confused as he looks for his license and says he's had 1 drink. Officer Garrett Rolfe arrives and puts Brooks through a field sobriety test.
I think you've had too much to drink to be driving.
But when the officer tries to put him in handcuffs, Brooks resists.
Stop fighting! Stop fighting! You're going to get tased! You're going to get tased!
As he struggles, Brooks grabs the stun gun of one of the officers, and as he's running away, appears to reach back and point that stun gun at Officer Rolfe. That's when investigators say Rolfe fires 3 shots. Brooks died at the hospital, leaving behind 4 children and his wife.
I wish that they could have had sympathy or compassion. I just feel like they didn't have to be so aggressive. It was too much aggression. It was too much of the mindset of already, we're finna lock somebody up. We're gonna lock them up. It was never intended to compromise with him.
The city of Atlanta moved quickly, firing Officer Rolfe Saturday. Officer Brosnan is now on administrative duty. The Fulton County District Attorney tells ABC News his office has launched its own independent investigation and will reach a conclusion on possible charges later this week. Trevor Ault, ABC News, Atlanta.
Well, protesters in Indiana across the country have been calling for major changes to police funding and policies. Coming up in about 5 minutes right here on the news at noon, we'll hear from the superintendent of Indiana State Police about what he thinks about some of those proposals. Again, that's coming up. Well, all this week, RTV6 is teaming up with Kroger and Second Helpings to raise money and feed Indiana families. And our partnership is just getting underway today. Our Stephanie Wade joins us live this midday from Kroger. And Stephanie, good afternoon. What can you tell us is going on there?
Hey, Lauren, we are here at the Kroger in Fishers, and like you said, WRTV is teaming up with Kroger and Second Helpings to help feed more Hoosier families. Now, take a look here. This is what it's going to look like when you're checking out. You can have the option, if you'd like, to round up, make a $1, $5, or $10 donation, and that money will go towards Second Helpings. Now, I have Eric Halverson here with me with Kroger. He's going to explain exactly why you wanted to partner with Second Helpings and why it's so important right now.
Well, if you look at the demand for the work of Second Helpings, it's like so many other food banks, food relief agencies. Since COVID hit, there are more and more people who are seeking food assistance. People who've never needed it in the past have come to Second Helpings, and they have expanded their network. They're serving more counties, trying to put food on the table for more people who desperately need it right now.
And so this will be an option at all participating Central Indiana Kroger locations. It's about 46 locations, right?
46 locations. We make it very easy, and if it's just the roundup, it's a $12.50 bill. The extra 50 cents, say I'll round up to 13. That little bit of small change, if we do it enough, will add up to a big difference for the people at Second Helpings.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll go towards such a great cause. And this goes through Sunday, so you have plenty of time to come here and do this. And WRTV is actually going to match a $12,000 donation to help with this cause. But we need your help. Come here. You can either, like we said, round up, make some donation, or you can go online to theindychannel.com/feeding-Hoosiers and make a donation there. For now, reporting live, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
All right, Stephanie, thanks so much for kicking us off. Well, the calls for police reform are growing louder. And so next, we're going to hear from the top police officer in Indiana and find out whether he believes things like chokeholds used by officers should be banned. Alyssa.
And we are starting the week off very pleasant. Those temperatures climbing into the upper 70s this afternoon. This is the start of a warming trend. We're into the 90s by Friday. I'll have the details coming up.
Greatest seasons ever. New tonight on ABC.
Recent protests are seeking to pressure police departments into reviewing their policies, especially ones that deal with use of force. The protests have drawn thousands of Hoosiers statewide, from cities to suburbs. And so our Rafael Sanchez recently spoke to State Police Superintendent Doug Carter about the protests, and here's part of that conversation.
There are calls for things like the end of chokeholds and other practices that may lead to the escalation of violence between law enforcement and the person with whom they're interacting with. Do you foresee that, sir? Are there policy things that you will tell the governor or that you are already taking into consideration or reviewing as you take a look at this discussion that's happening not only in Indiana, but across the country?
Absolutely, yes. We do not teach the bilateral neck restraint. We show the bilateral neck restraint. And we do that so that if an officer finds himself or herself in that position, they understand what's about to happen. Bad things are going to happen if you cut off the blood flow to the human brain, or if you focus on the front of the throat with a chokehold. We don't teach those. We do not teach those, and that the notion of that generally speaking, law enforcement is not trained, or that we're taught the chokehold or the bilateral neck restraint in Indiana, that's just simply not accurate, because we don't. Now, the only time that would be an appropriate tactic is in a deadly force encounter. Remember, decisions that have to be made in a split second oftentimes are criticized for months and years afterwards. So if a person's in a deadly force encounter, there's not much you can't do to survive that encounter if you're protecting yourself or someone else.
When you hear the term Black Lives Matter, what does that mean to you?
They're right. They do matter.
Well, as a reminder, you can see Raphael's entire conversation with the state police superintendent right now. It's on the RTV6 app, and it's also at theindychannel.com. Raphael, thank you. A lot of people are still working from home right now, but there are some who are promising you a lucrative job, but it's just not delivering. So coming up, the online scammers that you need to watch out for. And let's take a live look outside right now. Our tower cam overlooking the Circle City here. Blue, clear skies. We'll get Alyssa Donovan's full forecast for the work week ahead. That's coming up right here on the news at noon. Stay with us. Indiana has now surpassed 40,000 coronavirus cases since the pandemic began back in March. Today, the state health department reported 533 new cases of COVID-19, pushing the state past the 40,000 mark. The state also reported 11 new confirmed deaths from the virus. More than 2,200 Hoosiers have now died from this disease. Another 182 probable COVID-19 deaths have also been reported so far. New this midday, the doors are open and the slot machines are running again at Indiana casinos. Our Brad Brown was at the scene this morning as Hoosier Park Racing and Casino in Anderson began its first day of operation since being shut down due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Indiana Grand in Shelbyville officially resumed gaming today. Both casinos will operate at reduced capacity with slot machines arranged for social distancing. Those table games, they will be non-smoking with limited seating, and you'll be required to wear a mask. Live horse racing will also begin today at Indiana Grand and Hoosier Park tomorrow. However, horse racing will be held without spectators until further notice. The newest name inside the Indianapolis Colts Ring of Honor will be one of the best defensive players in the team's history. Today, the Colts announced that Robert Mathis will become the 17th member of the Ring of Honor this fall. Mathis was named to 6 Pro Bowls while playing his entire 14-year career in Indy. He's the Colts' all-time leader in quarterback sacks, and he holds the NFL record for fumbles caused by sacks. Mathis will be formally inducted November 22nd when the Colts host the Green Bay Packers. Congratulations. We do want to take a look outside right now. Clear blue skies over the Circle City, and Alyssa Donovan is standing by with me in studio this midday. Alyssa, looks pretty good out there for a Monday.
Yeah, you know what? We're really going to see an extension of that gorgeous weather that we saw over the weekend, and that's really our weather headline of the day. The pleasant weather from the weekend is going to continue into this week, starting today with those temperatures right now in the low 70s. We're only going to climb into the upper 70s this afternoon. We started a little chilly this morning. We were in the 50s, but we're recovering quickly with that sunshine. A warming trend is in place this week. We'll be close to 90 degrees by Thursday, hitting the 90s on Friday. And then we have a small bit of humidity back in the forecast for the weekend, which could help trigger up some storms possible for the first official day of summer, which is going to be on Saturday evening. Right now, as we said, beautiful blue skies on our weather now cam, looking to the north, 72 degrees. Humidity is low. Those winds are currently calm. We saw some northeasterly winds this morning, which was making it feel a little cooler outside, but we've seen those shift a little bit, and now we have that high pressure in control and plenty of sunshine on tap for the next couple hours here. That pleasant conditions is due to that high pressure. Just off to our east, though, we do have that low pressure system that's going to slide into Indiana as we head into the afternoon and early evening hours. Just going to have a small impact on us, really in the form of some cloud coverage. So that's going to sneak in to our eastern counties later today. Could see an isolated small shower for extreme eastern counties. Can't really rule out seeing maybe a spot stray shower for northeast Indianapolis, but most of us will stay dry with just a little bit more cloud coverage later today. But you can see the western half of the state, you're going to continue with that sunshine and clear conditions as we head overnight as well. Looking ahead to the next couple days, we have that high pressure in control right now. We're going to see that mild air push out of the area, and then we are going to see a zonal flow helping some warmer air move in from the west. So those temperatures are going to climb a little bit each day. 85 on Tuesday, 87 on Wednesday, 89 by Thursday. I suspect Thursday a few spots will hit that 90-degree mark as well, and we're going to continue to see some dry conditions and calm conditions for most of the work week before we start to see that small chance of some showers and storms this weekend. This afternoon, we're going to see clear and sunny skies. few clouds filter in later this afternoon, but for the most part, it's going to be a really pleasant evening as well. Good one to get out on those patios if you're not already planning to do that for lunchtime today. 85 degrees for the high on Tuesday. Continuing to see more sunshine throughout the week. That heat starts to build in as we head into Thursday and Friday. 92 on Friday. Chances of storms this weekend.
All right, Alyssa, thank you. So you've probably seen the ads. Maybe you've even landed yourself on the email list. It's someone touting what they say is a big way you can make some big money while working from home. And while we know a lot of people are working from home these days, Tim Maniscalco with the Better Business Bureau tells us that not all work from home ideas are created equally.
We've seen a huge uptick in these work-at-home schemes, and here seems to be the one that is really prevalent out there. What you're going to get is a work-at-home scheme where you're going to be a re-shipper. You're going to get some items. Usually these are things like cell phones, personal computers, a lot of electronic sorts of things, and you're going to be asked to reship those. Well, here's the deal on that. Number one, they're going to offer you some very lucrative pay for this, and you're not going to get paid for it. But number two, most of these items have been bought with, fake credit cards, with stolen gift cards, maybe even they've just been stolen outright, and they're usually shipped somewhere outside the country. So you're actually helping criminals at this point. So just be really on the lookout for these work-at-home scams, particularly reshipping scams. They seem to be very, very prevalent. And like you said, there's a lot of people out of work. It looks like great work. They offer you great money. You're not going to get paid for it, and you're going to be helping a criminal. So be on the lookout for those. We've seen a huge uptick in these types of scams over the last month or so.
All right, Tim, thank you so much. You can find more tips for avoiding scams and saving money. It's all on our website, theindychannel.com/money. Still ahead here on the news at noon, some library branches are open again, and that means it's the summer reading program time for kids. I'll have more on that, plus another check of your forecast coming up. You're watching RTV6 News at Noon. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you're looking for a way to keep your kids busy this summer, it isn't too late to enroll them in Indianapolis Public Library's summer reading program. This is 101st year for the program, and this year things are a little bit different. Instead of tracking the number of books, you now track the amount of time your child spends reading. We talked to a children's librarian at the Wayne branch who says the program is more important this year than ever before since kids have been out of school.
By putting your child in the summer reading program, you can help to combat even an elongated summer slide, which is what we might be seeing after this summer. By having your child read 20 minutes a day, they can, keep their reading ability up and also earn prizes, which what's not to love about that?
Well, the program runs until August 1st. Some library branches are reopening to the public today. Curbside services are available at other branches. You can find out more information online at indypl.org. Sounds like a lot of fun. All right, maybe a good day to grab a book and maybe sit outside, Alyssa. It's a beautiful one.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a porch and patio day for sure. Those temperatures are really just nice out today. 79 for our daytime high. We're in the low 70s right now, so we're actually a little bit below average for our highs today, but sunny and pleasant. Low humidity expected most of the week. 85 on Tuesday, 87 on Wednesday. Then we're into the 90s by Friday. Plenty of sunshine in the forecast. By the weekend, a little bit more humidity builds in. Chance of showers and storms late Saturday and Sunday, but overall a really great forecast this week.
All right, Alyssa, that sounds pretty good. Thank you so much, and thank you all for joining us and making RTV6 your choice for news. We hope you come back here this evening. Join us for the news at 5 o'clock. Get outside this Monday. Have a great afternoon.